Hi, today I'm going to show you how to create settlements in TMOSYS. As you can see, we're starting out on the dashboard screen. First thing we're going to do is we're going to click on Settlement to the left. As you can see, all prior settlements are listed here, but let's go ahead and start a new one. We're going to need to choose the from and to dates for the dates that the settlement should be for. So let's choose November 1st through November 7th. Now it has appeared over here to the left with the rest of the prior settlements. We can make notes if this was for a specific load, if it was for a specific driver, a specific truck, maybe it was for only specific types of loads, maybe reefer, flatbed, Amazon. So let's go ahead and add some letters, for example, for that. It will put the date that it was issued and who it was issued by. And let's go ahead and press save. Now to add these loads, we're going to click this arrow to add loads. Again, this will only pull the information from the system through November 1st through the November 7th. We can filter these loads here. If we only want to add specific loads, we could filter by the type of load. We can filter by the truck. We can filter by the driver, or if it's a specific load number that we want to pay. If we wanted to only pay a specific truck, we can do that by clicking on that truck here. And we could manually pay those or pay all of them. You want to go back, you click on it and press the backspace button. We could choose a specific driver. Again, pay those separately or pay all of them. We want to go back, we just click the backspace. So we can just go down and press on each load manually. Or if we are sure we want to pay them all, we can press the Pay All button. It will ask us if we're sure. Go ahead and press OK. Now X off of this box. And all 23 records will appear here. You can go through and make sure it looks correct. Press Save. Then we're going to go ahead and click on the Fixed Expense tab, and we're going to import the fixed expenses for the trucks that we're going to have in this settlement. So press that arrow for Import Fixed Expenses. And let's go through and add those trucks. You're going to click on the arrow next to them, and it will automatically pull their fixed expenses from what has been set up in the system. And let's see, let's add one more truck. If there were charges that maybe the company is being reimbursed for, like for instance, maintenance or repairs that the company paid for on behalf of the truck and the truck is paying it back, you could get those in the pending expenses and you can import them from here and reduce them. But we're not going to do that today. Let's X off of that and press save. So they will all be here now. And then we'll go back to this tab, the fuel, def, and tolls. You can add them manually by pressing this add button. Let's say we're going to add a toll. You're going to make sure that the transaction date is for the date that falls in this settlement. So it should fall from 11/1 through 11/7. If you want to pay a toll or you want the expense to be for the toll account, you can start typing the letters and then select tolls. You can choose the truck. The driver will automatically appear, whoever you have set up with that truck. If it was a different driver for that toll, maybe that person was on vacation, whatever the reason may be, you can change the driver. You can put specific information like city and state. You can change the percentage or how it's split. If it was 100% to the driver, it will automatically change the truck to 0, or vice versa. If it was 100% to the driver, if you put 0 in the driver, it will automatically change the truck to 0. But let's just keep it 50-50 for now. Let's say that the amount was $25 for this toll, and you can add a note to it. Sometimes tolls come in from prior months that haven't been charged yet, so you could put that this came from September, and you can put the city or the state. You can put any information that you want and press save. Now, to import the fuel and DEF, you'll press this import from Excel, and you will copy and paste into this window. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Excel file. Your Excel file will need to be in this format where each account or category is on the first row and it has its own column. Again, all the truck numbers need to be under the truck, all the dates under the date. It needs to be uniform. Another thing, there cannot be any rows in between, any blank rows in between data, because it will not import correctly. So let's go ahead and delete that. It's always good to have a total at the bottom, so that way you can make sure what you have imported matches what was on that spreadsheet to make sure that everything has imported correctly. So let's go ahead and highlight this so that we can copy it. You can right click. You can right click and press copy. And then you're going to click on that import from Excel arrow. Click in the box and Control V will paste it. As you can see, it's the same format. Press Upload Table. The truck and date will automatically fill into these drop-down menus, but any other column will not. So you want to make sure that this drop-down matches what it says here for this column. So let's make that DEF, and we're going to change this drop-down to fuel. Now that they match, we can say Next. And here's where you'll see the total for the dollar amounts that we imported. And like I said, it's always good to make sure they match. And they do. We've got $239.37, $239.37, $16,061.54, $16,061.54. Perfect. The next thing would be to check that your date format matches. So we have month, day, year, month, day, year. You can change this depending on how you have it set up. If it was year, month, day with hyphens, if it was 2 digits, day, for instance, if it was January 1st, it would be 0101. If it was month, day with a single digit, January 1st would be 11. So here we have it as month, day, year. And because this box is checked, this first row will not import. So it will not say truck date 00 because we've already put the information when we selected those drop-down menus. So let's go ahead and press import and press save. Now all of this information will be here. Again, you can go through and check that everything is there. And then we'll go back to the fixed expenses tab and we'll go ahead and import that fuel card charge. So you're going to click on that arrow. And this is if you charge, a lot of fuel companies will charge every time the card is swiped, if you charge that, you make sure that the dollar amount that you charge that matches your charge is in here. You press import. And if we go to the end, you will see these fuel charges, and automatically it will multiply the dollar times the number of fuel charges that card was swiped. Press save, and you can check that under the fuel and def. So for this truck 4442, let's go to the beginning. You can see that 4442 has 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. Go back to the fixed expenses, and you'll see here that 4442 is $2 times 4 charges. If any of your trucks have escrow, you can import the escrow here, and this will need to be set up under that truck. You would just press import, and then whatever you pull each month for their escrow or each settlement will come across. If you press on the settlement report, all the trucks will appear, their total miles, their gross, dispatch fees, their expenses, the net pay. You can look at each settlement individually. You can make any changes or additions or deductions. You would just press edit mode. And let's say this truck had an inspection bonus. We can put bonus paid by the company to the truck. We'll say it's $200. We can say inspection on 3rd. We'll save that. You go up, put it back to preview mode, and now you'll see that that has been added to the bottom. You can look at all of the settlements by truck. And then you can look at a summary where you can see all of the expenses, their totals. And that is how you make a settlement in TMOSYS.